5, 16, 19, 21, 30, 3 and 10. Check results. You remember?
Damn. She in her mood. Okay. Ice Spice or whatever. She's been a topic of discussion for the past non-stop 12 months. So yeah, at the BET Awards, in her mood, getting money too. What even is the BET Awards? What's that even about? What do they even get? The BET Awards, I guess. Or is it just a performance thing? Is it just where you perform? I don't know. Because all I ever see is people performing. I don't know if you actually get like awards for it. But then again, I think you do get nominated for BET Awards, because I remember Lil Nas was like, "Fuck BET" when he was like rapping with NBA YoungBoy, um, and it's like you're not gonna be young forever, man. So it's quite not very forward thinking of you there, mate. But sorry, I just read something. Was there much to talk about Ice Spice? Not really. A lot of people don't like it though. Real agendas. It's like, it's bad when like you're finding the smallest little things. Like, I don't know if an agenda runs either way, right? I think it runs both ways, negative and positive. Because it's like people just love Beyonce, right? You'll see these parasocial relationships or just weird interactions, or like the other day on Twitter, she was like, it was a picture like over the shoulder, really blurry, and she was playing Uno with Jay-Z. And then the caption was, "Oh my god, I literally can't even," like, it was very Gen Z. "Oh my god, like, I literally can't even breathe right now, like, oh my god." Like, Beyonce and Jay-Z, like, actually play Uno, like, oh my god, they're literally one of us, like, I can't even breathe. And it's just like, yeah, that's right, guess what, they shit, fart and poop, that's all the same thing as well. They fucking piss, bleed, cum, shit, whatever. They do all of that, man. The humans, they sometimes pick their nose and flick it at other people. I don't know. I don't do that. I've never done that. But, I'm trying to think of just gross shit. I don't know. They do it, though. They do it. They probably sometimes... They piss in a shower. They fucking... Maybe piss on each other. I'm not getting into that in relationships. But, But for that example, people love Beyonce. They love it. Like, what's the name? Ice Spice on her phone at some point, and then immediately it's like, "Dumb little Ronald McDonald on your phone while greats are up on stage. No respect for the culture." And it's just like, it's a photo, mate. She could have been texting her mother. She could have been She could have been on Twitter because she just did a performance. She could have been just checking the time. It's like, is it that fucking deep? You're on a phone right now. Okay, sure. Legends aren't rapping in front of you, but like, it's not that fucking deep. Grow up. Grow the fuck up. Like, when people are recording stuff at shows and films, games or whatever, for the most part, I'm like, I don't care. It's not really affecting me. Like, something can be said for, like, it captures memories. It's cool to have live in the moment, but like, who says you can't live in the moment? And also just looking directly through it for an hour at a time is like, okay, it's kind of crazy. But just having it out as you're sort of doing, like, it's not that deep, man. They obviously take it too far. Just looking directly through your phone at something, it's kind of crazy. Or like when I'm at football or something and people are like recording the away end instead of just like, that really pisses me off, to be fair. So or like, they'll get the phone out for like, if they get a penalty, or if they score, they'll get a phone out and record this. It's just like, what? And they'll be recording it like, oh, like, they just don't really give a fuck. That does actually piss me off. But I don't know, that's kind of a different thing. That's more of like a partisan support football thing over like the factor on your phone. It's how you're using the phone. Like, you're using it for so it's not really the same point, but what I'm trying to say. I'm a Nice Spice stand till I die. Fucking cut me open, I bleed spice. The spice flows at night, whatever they say in Dune. Look forward to Dune when that comes out. That's as loud as we can really get. It's quite late. My planet looks so beautiful when the sun is low. That's what I was trying to say. I can't think of a quote where they say the word spice. What's that? Old Spice. Is there okay, now we're getting into just sort of random brain farts. Is there an Old Spice rapper? Oh, Ice Spice, Old Spice. This should be a Young Spice. I just like farting out thoughts and not actually saying cohesive sentences. The other stupidness I saw. Lizard fights Gecko or whatever, fights AI man, fights robot. Zuckerberg, you both see fighting. What's that top heavy dude's called? Elon Musk, and it's just like, I've seen that Zuckerberg apparently has like fighting experience or whatever, like not experience, but like, likes to wrestle and something. You know how like these rich billionaire sort of lizard people, like they also just like stay in shape, like they'll just be benching and stuff, and they could only really wear gym clothes, whether they're in the gym or not. This is like, the drip is just sort of wearing a base layer t-shirt, and then like, I don't know, he's kind of like that. Elon doesn't really adopt that, it seems, and I don't know, they're both pale. That's not really gonna have anything to do with how the fight goes, but they are, just sort of mention that. And I mean, I can't imagine, I don't know how unhinged they are, but I just feel like Zuckerberg will probably just kick the shit out of Elon Musk. And I mean, I don't actively like either of them, although I do dislike Elon a lot more than I can say I do Zuckerberg. So I guess I would be fine with that. And it is crazy, this whole butterfly effect thing. Like, YouTuber Joe Weather, as what is effectively just sort of a joke, a one-off video amongst all the other videos he's just doing at the time. I'll fight my friend Theo, and then I'll call out other fighters to also fight. Half expecting maybe people will say yes, maybe half like no. KSI just leaves a comment. Yeah, this could still just be a light-hearted fight thing. Doesn't mean this is automatically going to be this big thing. But then it grows into this big fight, and then all of a sudden there's a press conference for it, and it's like, okay, now it's like a real event at like an arena, because now they're actually tricked themselves into actually being mad at each other, and okay, now it's some big fight thing, and all of a sudden at the end of that fight you're calling out other YouTubers, and you're trying to turn this into like a consistent sort of event that goes on, and then it works. And Logan Paul, Jake Paul into the pools, and then all of a sudden you're fighting one of the pools, and then you got a rematch because you drew, and now you're fighting, but now it's like one of the biggest, and now it's pay-per-view, and all of a sudden Eddie Hearn's involved in real boxing people, and now Jake Paul's decided he wants to get involved, and he's fighting like, athletes, and he's fighting sort of UFC fighters, and now he's getting on, out into that world, and then all of a sudden, it's like, okay, now you got Bruce, got 5 real boxers, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, and then meanwhile Logan Paul's like, I've got quite a lot of notoriety now, so Floyd Mayweather exhibition match, I was like, I'm gonna fight you, and all of a sudden it's like big crossover stuff's happening, and then Jake Paul's fighting Tommy Fury, and it's like, okay, now he's fought in like an actual boxer from the Fury family, and it's just like, okay, I guess the crossover thing's like a thing now, and it's like UFC fighters fighting boxers, fighting YouTubers fighting whoever, and now all of a sudden it's like that guy who everyone hates, fat white bald guy, that's half the people who are in the UFC world, the one who owns it all though, it's like, okay, I see money in this to start putting celebrity. All of a sudden you got Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk in the octagon fighting. Billionaires, they don't need the fucking money. It was just like, yeah, let's get in there. It's like, are they just gonna sort of like, just not really do fuck all? I don't know. It's UFC as well, so I know, but it's just like when a butterfly flaps its wings, crazy. I couldn't give less of a shit really about boxing and fighting either. I was playing like 21 questions the other day, like yes no type thing, and like it was a really easy one. The answer was Conor McGregor, and I'm like, is it a man? Yes. Is it a this? Is it a that? Okay. Is it an athlete? Yes. I spent the next 20 questions after getting to, are they a sports person, a male sports person, right? They're a white male sports person, between 30 and 35, one of the highest, like a high paid earner, right? And I spent the next basically 20 questions being like, is it football? No. Is it basketball? No. Is it golf? No. Is it tennis? No. Is it netball? No. Is it rugby? No. Is it American football? No. Is it badminton? No. Is it table tennis? No. Is it athletics? No. Oh, okay. Is it swimming? No. Is it cycling? No. Okay. Like going through every single sport. Is it boxing? No. Okay. Because that's how little MMA and stuff is on my mind. And then finally, I'm like, oh, is it MMA? Is it MMA? I went through everything. Formula One. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's Conor McGregor, isn't it? Yeah, it's fucking Conor McGregor. Like a very easy person to get. I got like 90% of the way there within the first 3 questions, but the next 20, because that's over 21. That's not the way game works. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. God, I've got to stretch. I've noticed a lot more recently when I stretch, my chest clicks. I don't know if that's good or bad. It feels fucking great. I'll be real. It's so satisfying. But it never used to click, and I don't know if I should be worried about that. I'm going to start getting chest pains. Because obviously, every time I wake up, I'm like a water bottle, just sort of. Wait, this is realistically how much it clicks. So when I wake up at night, from sleep, I'll get a lot of clicks. And that's great. Not great because also it's like, why am I waking up so tight? But as much as I always used to stretch, never like a chest click, and that started happening recently. And I gotta tell you, it's like fucking ecstasy. It's like crack. But I don't know if it's good. If that's gonna be bad in the long run. A lot of football things have been going on recently as well. Just sort of Mason Mount. Does he want to leave? Does he just want to be offered more than a 1 year? The story on Mason Mount, right, is he had a bad season. Like everyone else. I don't think anyone had a good season. Like Thiago Silva. There's like 2 players maybe I can think of who actually stayed fit for a large majority of it and also had better than just an average season. There's not many. Whole team had a bad season. We had about 4 different managers technically. Mason Mount had a bad season. Prior to that, double digits in the Premier League, goals and assists, and was our player of the season. 2 years running. Well, but one of the years it should have been Thiago. Shut the fuck up. That's an opinion, mate. I'm talking about facts here. Has a bad season this season. Sort of doesn't really play much towards like the end of the season. It's like, has he been dropped? Is like a manager thing? Is this or that? Is it an injury? Therefore doesn't play with England. Just haven't been about in a while. And then all meanwhile hasn't been signing a new contract. Then it sort of comes out like he's not going to sign one. He's pushing to leave. He's pushing for a move. He's accepted personal terms of United. Apparently it's either sell me now or lose me for free in the summer. He's really pushing for this move, like he wants to leave. And then it comes out he was never pushing for a move. The last time he got offered a contract was back in February, quite a while ago. Sort of back in February, which was a 1-year contract extension. Basically being like, you're giving me a 1-year extension? Like, where's the worth? I can also imagine it was not the same amount of money he would have been offered previously, like a year prior. Not just because he's in worse form, but also because we're on like this new wage structure thing. At the moment, we're not trying to offer high wages. Harris is on like 300k a week, and Mudryk signed on for apparently about 140. And a lot of players are just on that a lower base level, apparently salary contract thing, but with more like incentives to do well in the contract, like bonuses and that. If you like score or win or whatever the fuck, there's probably tens of bonuses in there, loads. So apparently he's not pushing to leave. He just hasn't received another contract offer since February. He doesn't want to sign just a 1-year thing. That he wants to probably be offered like 4 years, like on 200 plus k a week or whatever. I think at the moment he's one of the lowest paid players in the side, probably because he's on like 80 grand. So it's like partly money, partly do you even trust me? Do you even want me? And mate, you gotta know your worth and not just be walked. Like, you can love the club and I don't know. It's one of those weird things as well, where it's like it's always Mason Mount's representatives. Apparently, the feeling in Mason's group or Mason's representatives or Mason's representatives meeting these people. It's like, why can't the owners just have a direct chat with like Mason Mount? Who has a direct chat with Pochettino. Pochettino apparently is not even involved in any of these dealings yet, and it's just like he's out like on holiday signing it up, and it's just like the representatives going back and forth, and I'm sure they're relaying his thoughts, but still it's just, I just want the direct thoughts. You get one journalist saying this thing, another like Fabrizio saying one thing, Matt Law or Ornstein saying something else, And it's like, are you calling that one a liar? It's just basic. Whichever one fits your agenda is the one you're going to believe. I mean, I want to believe, obviously, he wasn't pushing to leave and whatever. And people who don't like him are going to want to believe he was pushing to leave because it helps their whole side of it. But that's been on the mind a lot. That's been on the brain. But yeah, this is 1/8 something something. Seeing 1/8 something else. I'm very tired, so you can probably tell.
Here with the kids, and they had like 3 kids, and the geezer was probably on like maximum 20 bags a year. Like the most boring bloke you'll ever meet. He was like a hero.